This is part 2 of the Creator Evolution Blueprint. This is the 10 to 30K per month strategy. Let's get into it. As a creator myself, I know the feeling of hitting 10K per month for the first time. It feels weird. It feels like you've reached a milestone. It also makes you feel like you've figured out the strategy to really scale, especially if you're like me who came from nothing. It makes you feel a little bit more entitled, like you can take a step back, the money's coming in, you're earning more than what you were when you were at a full-time job, and you start to sit back, you start to relax a little bit. Now this phase starts to uncover if it was luck or if it was momentum. 0 to 10K proves that you can make money, then 10 to 30K, you have to prove that you can scale. Because if what you did to get there worked, you wouldn't be stuck at 10K, you'd be scaling to 30, 50, and 6-figure months. There's a common pattern that I see in 10 to 15K per month creators. And these creators, by the way, are the easiest models to sign to an agency. And it's because the pain feels different. In that 0 to 10Ks, you have the hunger, you have the fire, you're learning new stuff, it's inspiring, it's motivating. When you get to 10K, it's a different ballgame. You're looking for shortcuts because you have more workload, you're running more social media platforms, you're creating more content, you're chatting for more time because you have more subscribers. Therefore, you start to feel stressed, you start to feel overwhelmed, you want to scale, you have that feeling inside you that you really want to become successful, but it seems difficult, it seems impossible, when in reality, it isn't. It's just that you're used to being a content creator, maybe you came from a 9-to-5 background, doing whatever. You are getting into content creation, which starts to become easy because you broke past 10K per month, but now it's about being able to operate like a businesswoman or man, whoever's watching this video. It's time to start figuring out ways to make things easier, start building SOPs, start tracking certain things, because without that, you're going in blind and you think that creating more content or starting more Instagram profiles is the way to scale. Unfortunately, it's not. It's not about new ideas. It's not about promo. It's not about shout outs or finding an agency at this level. It really isn't. It's about intensity. It's about structure. This phase will punish the people who are looking for trends. This phase will punish people who are inconsistent. It will punish the creators who are looking to jump on trends. It'll also punish the people who are changing and trying to reinvent their content ideas or their brands or their persona online. People who are bouncing to and from ideas, they're gonna get punished at this stage. This isn't what it's about. It's not about reinvention, it's about doubling down on what has worked, what has got you from 0 to 10K. You must have created some good social media content. You must have got some attention to funnel subscribers through to your OF, unless you've got 1 or 2 subs who are both big spenders and you're just rinsing 5K off them in messages, which is very fucking rare. So rather than reinvention, rather than trying to be super creative, this is where you need to focus on data. You need to focus on doubling down what is working before you start to up the volume. So a big mistake that creators will make at this stage is they may create some good content that gets 50K views, 100K views, maybe 500, maybe a couple of mil, semi-viral, that's gotten some attention, it's gotten some subscribers. The key here isn't to then go, I'm gonna make loads of Instagram pages, I'm gonna stress my bandwidth out, I'm gonna lose my creativity, I'm gonna get less disciplined, and I'm gonna fuck myself over. That is the strategy that most people follow, and it doesn't work. The key here is to go back through your content over the last 6 weeks. The strategy here isn't being more creative. It isn't about reinventing yourself, finding new niches, because I see creators who go, right, I've got myself to 10K, now I'm gonna try this. Or I've got better at content creation, now I'm gonna try that. Why? Something has worked. You must have content that's got 10K views, 50K views, 500K views. If you have some success, you need to track that data, double down on that content because it's clearly something that you're already good at, you already enjoy doing, and your audience already likes to see. So rather than trying to create more Instagram pages to niche down on different areas, focus on what is working. This strategy can honestly scale you to multiple 6-figure months. It isn't difficult, it is pretty simple. You don't need an agency to give you this data. I'm gonna give you it right now. So this is the only way and the only reason that your content plan should change. If you are creating high-level content that is getting some good views, forget creating more pages, forget creating different niches. Find your content verticals that are working, look at the viewership, and find a way to recreate that content in a similar but different fashion. I'm sure you are probably all very aware that if you create a video and it goes viral on your main page, if you try to post that same video on any other account, it doesn't work. the metadata picks it up. So what a lot of people do, because this works, is they'll create a good, high viewed video that performs well. 2 weeks later, they'll take that same video, post on the same account, and it still will perform well because it has the viral ingredients. Yes, it'll slow down. Yes, this week it might get 1 million views. Next week it might get 50,000. The week after it might get 10 mil. It can be varied. It's not predictable. It's also not repeatable because it slows down. Something that creators miss at this level is recreation of winning content formulas. If you create a video and it goes viral and it's you wiping ice off of your car window because you've just hit a 3-month stint of winter, and it's something that you can do over the next 3 months and it goes super viral, rather than keep posting it or rather than testing out a different niche, every single day get yourself 10 outfits laid out and scrape the ice off the cars in as many different outfits, as many different cars, as many different angles, and test that winning formula. That is where it comes in. That's just one video, one idea. Let's say you pick your top 20 performing videos over the last journey of Instagram from when you started up until now and turn those into 20 to 50 ideas that are tinily different, if that's even a word, that are marginally different, sounds better, you're gonna have way more success. Now, once you start rinsing that process and you understand and you start building a brand and getting exposure, yes, them ideas are gonna slow down. Just like repeatedly posting the same winning viral video, it's gonna slow down. But then you can start branching out because the money will inevitably follow the trend of you getting more content, creating better videos, and getting more attention. If you want me to explain that in a bit of a better fashion, I'm going to pop a video up on the end of this screen that's going to explain that in a way deeper detail so that you can follow that process exactly. But only watch it if you are already creating viral content. Now, the next big change that happens between the 10 and 30K per month creators is the routine. So from 0 to 10, I talked about the routine of planning on a weekend, executing Monday, Tuesday, editing, chatting, scheduling, all that kind of jazz. Sounds like a pretty decent routine, and it is. Now, when you are creating repeated content that's already worked well, the strategy changes a little bit because on a Sunday, you no longer need to search the internet wide and far. You just need to search your own content. You do need a clear mind because you need to be creative. So I would definitely recommend doing it on a morning when your brain's at its freshest. Get a cup of coffee, get some water inside you, sit down, assess your own content, figure out what you're gonna do, and get all the ideas that are gonna come up. Monday, Tuesdays are gonna be way more intense because you're doing simple content that's repeatable, but you can do it in a short amount of time and you can do it faster. And also by now, you should be better at content creation. So it should take less time. That is one margin that never really changes, that's similar all the way across the board for 0 to 100K creators and beyond, the bulk content creation sessions. But right now, there's a few things that you should be doing differently. To take you through the 10 to 30K process, it isn't just about keeping doing that content program for the next however many weeks until it works. It's about putting more time and effort into the chatting side of things. As you gain more subs, you naturally need to give them more attention. You need to create more OnlyFans content that is based off what is already selling to your current subscribers. So you need to be a little bit more on it. This is where most creators will realize that this is a full-time job. This is more than a full-time job. This is running your own business. If you really want to level up that content creation side, it would be a good idea to start introducing collaborations. Now, the reason I don't talk about collaborations at 0 to 10K is because you have to master yourself, your own skills. There's no point going and doing collabs with creators for social media if you're not that good. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be embarrassing. You're not going to be the best content creator. You're going to be slow. You're going to be sluggish. When you are 10 to 30K, your skills are a lot better. There's going to be other people that are also at a similar level to you, that have got attention themselves, that are probably making a similar amount of money, that you can reach out to, that are in your area, or maybe a short car journey, that are doing similar styles of content to you, that you think, actually, they might have a similar audience to me. They create similar content, seems like somebody I'd get along with. Let me organize one collaboration per week or per month, whichever one is easy. Just be aware that bad collaborations will waste time, probably money if you're booking an Airbnb, and energy. So make sure the collaboration is going to be good. I would also recommend creating some OnlyFans content off the back of it, because if people see you creating social media content together, they kind of naturally expect that you're going to be creating OF content. And that is a reason for them to funnel through to each other's social media. If you haven't, it's going to be a waste of time. You're not going to make sales. Now, before I get into why you do not need an agency, still at this stage, which may sound surprising, I want to talk to you a little bit about data and tracking, just to give you some more context. So when you are going through your last couple of weeks or couple of months worth of content to find the winning content formulas, the stuff that's already worked well for you, this is what I want you to look for. On the main profile grid or the Reels section, you are scanning for your highest views. When you click on the highest views, you want to see the ratio to likes per views. You want to see what % of people that viewed that content liked it. Because if it's got 1 million views, but it's only got 10,000 likes, the ratio isn't great. But if it's got 50,000 views and 10K likes, the ratio is super high. So that's how I want you to base it. I also want you to look in the comments of that and see what people liked about that video and note them down. I then want you to look at the thumbnail and be like, why would people click on that on the explore page, and make note of it so you can use that if it's a good thumbnail. When you watch the video, look at the hook. What do you say or do, or what happens in that first 2 to 3 seconds that gets people's attention? That is the most important thing. And then the body of the video, what are the key components to get people watching it all the way through until the end and potentially watching it again? Is it curiosity? Do you have a malfunction, a nip slip? Do you say something super funny, super cute, super attractive? What happens in that video that you can do again? What things can you repeat in different outfits, in different locations, to use that exact same framework to then recreate it? All of these things I want you to identify to make it easier for you when you are creating content. And if those videos are performed well, keep doing more. If there's videos throughout the last couple of weeks that don't perform well, take them out of your content plan, avoid them. You weren't unlucky, it doesn't work for your audience. I just wanted to chuck that in there about data. Now, about agencies, and you're probably gonna cuss me for telling you that the road to 30K does not require an agency, but it doesn't. I'm telling you from experience, I've worked with creators at all levels, hundreds of them, and there is less benefit that I can give to a creator that is under 30K than someone above 50K or making multiple 6 figures. It's so much different when creators at that stage join an agency, not just because of the money, believe me, not just because of the skill set, but because of what the creator brings to the table when it comes to making a deal and figuring out how we can benefit each other. It also puts way more power into the creator's hand when they already have leverage. So a lot of agencies will try and charge a higher percentage to lower tier creators because they want to invest time, money, and effort. But what you find is 90% of OnlyFans agencies out there are glorified chatting agencies. They barely do any marketing because they don't understand organic content creation. Therefore, they don't invest in shoots, Airbnbs, editors, page managers. They put all that responsibility on you and send you a few trends of creators that look like you. And you see that as marketing, and you're happy to pay 50, 60, sometimes 70% of your money away to these agencies, and you pray and hope that they work, and they never really do. And that's the damn shame of it. So that being said, I hope that puts you off looking for an agency on the road to 30K per month because you do not need them. Now, that doesn't mean to say that I do not enjoy working with those types of creators, because I do. I can still scale them. I can still bring a lot of value depending on who that creator is and what they do. For example, if I work with a creator who has a bad attitude, she doesn't take accountability, she has poor work ethic, she goes out drinking every weekend, she only comes in the chat to complain about something. If I'm trying to scale that creator from 10 to 30K per month, not enjoyable, very slow process, and very difficult to do. If I bring a creator in that's doing 10K per month, that's actually got a good work ethic, is willing to take accountability when things don't go her way from her behalf, and doesn't point the finger at everyone, and also isn't playing the short, shiny object game, they're playing the long game, they're playing the business building game, and their goal is to just become a better content creator, and the money is a little desirable thing that comes off the back of it. Love working with those types of creators. So if that's you, and you feel like this is a lot of effort, more than what I'm trying to make out, maybe you work full time, maybe you've been at this game trying to scale from 10 to 30 for a long period of time and it just isn't working. If the fit is right, I'm happy to have a conversation to see if we can work with each other. So if that is you, feel free to DM me on Instagram at the Duke, and we'll figure out if this would work as a collaboration and we can go from there. But back to it. 10K proves you can make money. And if you can get to 30K, it proves that you can scale yourself. 0 to 10K proves that you can make money. 10 to 30K proves that you can scale your business. The people that don't do it are the people that don't treat this like a full-time business. They don't take it serious. They don't give it the attention and energy that it requires, which then turns them to get comfortable or lazy or depressed because nothing seems to work. This phase will basically expose you if you are not prepared. I hope you've enjoyed part 2. I hope you listen and take everything that I say on board. That way, when you get to 30K per month, you can watch part 3, which is dropping very soon, the 30 to 50K per month blueprint. I'll see you on there.